Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting. This DIY tutorial is how to make this camo shoe. As you'll see, I was a little bit nervous about the pattern, but it turned out not to be difficult at all. I really like this shoe because it's versatile and I feel like you can dress it up or down. So let me show you what I used to make this shoe. To make this shoe, I used a pair of black heels, E6000 glue as the adhesive, and then I purchased this camouflage bandana from Michaels, and that was just to give me an idea of the pattern that I wanted to use for the camo. And I realized that, you can probably freehand it, but I can't do that. So I'm going to show you what I use to make the pattern structure a little bit easier for me. It might be a little hilarious or extra to you, but it worked, so that's what I went with. These are the colors I used: black, milk chocolate brown, olive green, and grass green. And I just picked up this tool. It's a wax pencil, and you just pick up the beads and the crystals with the end. Love it. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, I highly recommend it. Before this, I was using a toothpick with a little bit of glue on the end. So this is definitely an upgrade. Because I felt like if I freehanded the beading for the camouflage that I would just come out with big circles, I decided to cut out some of the different colors and just tape them onto the shoe and then trace around the, or rather bead around each little patch in the corresponding color. And this is what I meant by it could be like a little bit extra for some people. If you're able to freehand it, then I say freehand it. But for me, I just knew that it would come out to be a big blob. So I'm going to go around these with the different color beads to give you more of an idea of what I meant. And I'll come back and show you what it looks like. This is the progress on the shoe. As you can see, I've beaded around the patches that I cut out. And that is establishing the camouflage pattern. This is a really good example. I'm going to bead this in light green, but I've gone around the perimeter of the patch in different colors, and that way it can create the camouflage pattern that I'm looking for. This is the progress of this shoe so far, and I really like how the pattern turned out. I was kind of nervous, but I really like it. My next move is to work on the heel, and I'll show you that in a couple of moments. But I wanted to give some tips in case you decide to duplicate this look. The first one is you could definitely go smaller with the beads. These are 4mm, but a 3mm I think would give you the opportunity to make the pattern look a little bit more detailed. And the second tip is if you're using greens, I use two different colors, but looking at them, they look really close. So I used olive green and grass green. I would suggest maybe a hunter green or an emerald green, just something to differentiate between the two green colors, because you really can't tell looking at it until you get really close. I've started working on the heel in the same way that I worked on the body of the shoe, which is I just created patches with the beads, and I'm going to fill in the opposite space with different colors to create the pattern for the camouflage. I'm also going to do the finishing touches on the shoe, so I'm going to fill in any spaces that I missed. And then I have a couple of smaller spaces where the beads just didn't quite fit together. I think for those spaces, because there's just a few, I'm going to add some Swarovski crystals and see how that turns out. So I did want to recommend that if you do order all the same size bead, you might want to get one color in a smaller size just to make sure that everything fits. So I'm going to finish up the shoe and I will show you the end result. This is the final result. I really love how it turned out, but I'm sure you knew I was going to say that. It wasn't as hard of a pattern as I originally thought. For the heel, what I did was I just took what was already on the shoe and carried it all the way down the bottom of the heel. And it was really kind of easy once I got started. It was way easier than I thought. I think this is a really cute look for jeans, really cute look with a little black dress. And I hope that you try it. I think you'll really like it. This is a more detailed look, and I decided not to go with the crystal clear Swarovskis. I just used jet black, which don't have as much of a shine, but I think they added enough sparkle to the shoe. I just didn't want to take away from the fact that it was camouflage with something super sparkly. So to give you a before and after, this is what the shoe looked like before, and this is the after. And like I always say, if you have a little bit of time and a little bit of money, you can drastically change the look of your shoes. If camouflage is something that you like, or if you really like funky shoes, I suggest you try this. I think this is something that's really original that you don't see too often, and I think it would add a lot to your wardrobe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.